jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS the first in the building. Big shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. Salute OG, the hottest chat in the game. YouTube decide they want to send notifications. Let's get it. For sure, man. I can't even give you any type of freaking input to the inconsistency. I don't know. Sometimes people get the freaking notifications. Sometimes they don't. But the good thing about it is that they sent it out this time and you picked it up, man. I appreciate you always supporting the channel. Everyone else is on their way into the building. Do what you do, man. Like I say, I've been grown for a long time, so if you select to hit the button, so be it, man. It's all good. If you want to support, you can do it via Cash App or donate to the channel. You know where it's at. So, we have multiple topics. As always, I just want to touch bases on something that's puzzling me right now. And that is Jaron Ennis is the same fighter who was able to be in the OK Corral, you know what I'm saying, with the name of Brian Norman Jr. They was going back and forth about negotiations. It didn't work out. Just like Spence Crawford didn't work out. It didn't work out. But we don't know if they're going to revisit it like 22 was to 23. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if 22 is going to usher in 23 and we might get something in 25. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're hoping this ain't it. But supposedly, Eddie Hearns is in the process of still trying to work out all the details on what's going to happen now that he lost the purse bid and trying to see what's going to happen with Karen. I'm surprised this hasn't been taken care of and put to bed already. This is a simple case right here. You didn't have any intentions of winning the purse bid, so, hey, guess what? This should be an easy fight. Tell him to get his suitcase ready and goddamn tell him what time he leaving. Or, Eddie Hearns might say, well, Jaron, listen, I'm about to tell you something that's massive. You're going to be mad at me, but listen to me. I promise you next time. But I want to suggest this. I want to suggest this to you. You know what I mean? That we give Karen a little bit more money so your fight can be at the Wells Fargo Center again. Some of your purse, not my purse. Your purse, not my purse. You know what I mean? Just so we can be here at home. You can be able to fight in front of your fans once again there. And it'll boost up your FICO score. And you'll be able to recover from this. Just give him a little bit of your purse there, Ennis. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just give him 500 grand. You know what I'm saying? That'll be enough. Eddie's probably up there, talking to Jerron and trying to get him to make some sacrifices, man. Just so the fight can be in his backyard. Look, Eddie Hearn's up there telling Jerron Ennis, yeah, I want you to pay him step aside money. So he can step aside from that fight being over his backyard, and so we can have it in your backyard. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Them Normans, they didn't know. They didn't want to make sacrifice. That don't mean you can't make a sacrifice, Ennis. Give him what he's asking. 500 is not that much. You'll make that back next fight. I guarantee it. Guarantee it, Mike. So that's what I think is going on right now with Ennis. Is that Eddie Hearns is trying to, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to put him in a Ziploc. He's trying to get that step aside money so they don't have to go over there in Karan's yard and defend his title. Real talk. That's just puzzling to me. I don't want to spend too much time. That's just a little bit puzzling at the end of the day, because when he signed Boots, he just made it seem like it was so much a concrete. He had him on the lunch pad. It was about to be a Nassau lunch all over again, and we was gonna see Ennis get the big fights and go straight to the stars, yo. But yet we get David Avanesian. That's all I'm saying. We get David Avanesian. Moving on. Just to touch on this weekend, yes, Edgar Berlanga, he did lose to Canelo Alvarez. But damn, I'm up here hearing that his next fight may be in Puerto Rico and that his stock went up. Look, his stock went up and Edgar Berlanga showed heart. They're giving all these freaking credits out, man. They're giving free, pre-approval credit. They're giving Edgar Berlanga pre-approved credit. For real, you don't have to put no application in. No. You showed mad heart, resilience. You went in there and fought. But the crazy part about it is that everybody know Edgar, he threw very little power shots to Canelo Alvarez. Couldn't quite understand that. This is coming from a guy who made a declaration that he was going to knock Canelo out in 6 rounds. How and where did we see that at? You went down in 3. You had another 3 to take back the momentum that Canelo had and show the crowd that you was different than what we was talking about. Not myself, but it was people out here calling you baloney. It wasn't me that Edgar. It wasn't me. But there was people out here talking about your birth certificate was a little bit foozy, and they were calling you Edgar Berlanga. Baloney. And that wasn't me though. But just to see the whole fight play out the way it did there, Edgar, I was expecting a lot more from you. I thought Jaime Magia put up a much more aggressive fight than you did. No, man. No. But the crazy part about this, right, is I'm also hearing, check this out, that Edgar Berlanga's plan is to fast track, go through the sanctioning body of the IBF, y'all, and whoever wins between Skull and Noel, okay, I guess Edgar believes that he's with the right people to get him in the driver's seat to fight for the IBF title, which until will line him back up in the chute, on the launch pad, to fight Canelo Alvarez in 2025. That is his fast track detail plan of attack to return to the good graces and see Canelo across the square for an undisputed fight, y'all. Can you believe this? This man talked all that talk and all this. It's not going to be physical. It's going to be mental. And God damn it, if it wasn't physical. He's saying he's going to take the IBF route, expedite. He's going to expedite his tardiness from Canelo Alvarez's presence by facing the IBF winner. And then he's pretty much predicting, he's prognosticating that he's going to get the belt and return back over there to Canelo Alvarez for undisputed. When you have all these other fighters out here like Caleb Plant, you know what I'm saying? You have so many other fighters that's at 168 that people are looking and hoping and wishing, you know. And then not to mention that one guy, that monster down there at 154. Moving on. I also heard through the vine with grapes, especially when you put it in wine. I mean, no shots, no shots. You have the right to drink and get inebriated every time you have a fight card. I'm not taking no shots, man. Drink up. But I heard Mario Barrios is going to defend his title upon his return on the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul undercard. And you know who he's defending his title versus? Abel Ramos, of all people. Abel Ramos. Who's looking forward to an Abel Ramos Mario Barrios fight? Yes, Abel Ramos will be the next in line to fight Mario Barrios for a championship. Yes, sir. You heard it right. You heard it right, people. You know, boxing, I can't say they're struggling right now, but Abel Ramos is ranked number 8, you know, in the WBC sanctioned body. And this was a guy who was coming off in 22 and 23 back-to-back losses. You know what I'm saying? Luke Santamaria, he lost a unanimous decision. He lost to Cody Crowley in March 2023, a majority decision. He came back in April 2024 and won a 5th round TKO over Juan Ramon Guzman, all right, in Tijuana. Shout out to TJ. I was up there. I used to go up to TJ, you know, when I first joined the Core and watch boxing, bro. I used to, look, I was 17. Man, I was 17 years old still, bro. Close to 18. Used to go up to TJ from bus ride to California, up to TJ and watch boxing, bro. And I wish to God, you know, I had camera equipment and shit, but you know, back then they was robbing, we was getting in the fights up there, all that shit. But it would have been good to have some of that vintage footage going up to TJ back in the day. But anyway, this man, Ramos, he won over there in TJ. He fought some freaking caregiver, a local caregiver in the neighborhood, and a freaking a youth basketball coach. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and got rid of Guzman. So now he's set November 15th to fight Mario Barrios in Arlington, Texas, on the Mike Tyson Jake Paul undercard. Okay? I just thought I'd put that out there for you. You know, just so you can, that's not it. This right here, this is some of the fights that's on the undercard right now. You have Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, which is going to be a banger. You know, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with that. Real talk. They better have 2025 defibrillators on deck. They better have purified goddamn alkaline with a 15.3 on deck, ice in ice. They better have some goddamn palm readers, some shamans over there with the psychedelics on deck. They better have Mike Tyson some of his own strands on deck. I don't know. He might not make it. He might need some different type of revival. For real. This is dangerous, yo. This is dangerous. Shout out to Mr. International Toby Bartley, man. On deck. Shout out to Across the Pond boxing fans. Salute WCS in the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global, no doubt. Shout out to Arnold Brown on deck. What's good? WCS salute. Salute to you. Shout out to TWT in the building. G5 Gabe on deck. What it do, Gabe? How you feeling, bro? Yeah, that's where I'm at with the Mario Barrios. I wasn't expecting him to fight at Abel Ramos, but it is what it is, man. Boxing has been, half stepping in 2024. People just accept anything. Like if it's a name, they'll sit here and contemplate on it. They'll say, let me come back. Let me revisit it. Let me get a full stomach. Let me get my head right. I mean, nobody was looking for a freaking Mario Barrios. I would have liked to seen, one of the champions fight Barrios. You know what I'm saying? Being that he's already been a champion and he has the better resume at 147, I would have definitely liked to see him fight a champion, but it is what it is, man. And truth be told, Mario Barrios' last fight was this year. You know what I'm saying? May of 2024. So it's not like he's had a long hiatus. You know, it's not like he had a long hiatus. He fought Fabian Madonna, um, um, you know, Marcos Madonna's brother, you know, and he won a unanimous decision, 116, 111, all across the board. So at the end of the day, man, I was looking for him to fight somebody different. Real talk. Moving on, man. You see the thumbnail in itself. I just want to lay some things out there. Once upon a time, yes, I supported Teofimo Lopez heavy. Tio has since, you know what I'm saying, committed himself to partially what I said he was really good at. I said that Tio was very, very good and skilled and experienced with manipulation. Knowing what to say at the right time. Now I'm not too sure because it was great to see that he was sponsored by Bud Light. Okay, it was great to see that. But I must remind Teofimo, I must remind him of certain things that he's not living up to, and that is the right side of this thumbnail. He had put a line up. Now I sit up here and I gave him all the praise in the world when he was on his run, especially at 135. When he was on his run at 135, man, I gave this man great credit. I don't hate T.O. at all because he's the only fighter that I was able to do a ring walk with on a flagship promotion such as Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Him and his pops treated me none but respect. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I actually broke bread with them and one of my colleagues after his fight over there in Texas. And but this is just boxing talk at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna go on a whole, emotional freaking warm up. You've been fucking up lately. I praised the hell out of you on your Masayoshi Nakatani win when he was 18-0, which was a title eliminator for you all to step in there with Richard Comey. You beat him. You went in there, dusted off Richard Comey in 2 rounds. Shout out to Comey, good guy. After that, you made some tremendous moves, man. Tremendous. You went up there and negotiated your contract with Vasily Lomachenko, didn't take no freaking no for an answer. You negotiated your contract when you never been on the pound for pound list. You haven't did anything special at that point. You were still building up your career. I mean, I was impressed, bro. I was impressed by Teofimo. I was absolutely impressed how he was doing business and how his pops predicted that he'd be a world champion in 15 fights. He predicted that shit. They was calling Lopez Sr. the Nostradamus. He beat Richard Comey in his 15th fight and then went in there and beat Lomachenko to become undisputed after his pops was up there talking about, Lomachenko's scared. He's scared. He don't want none of my son. He don't want none of my son. He don't want to fight my son. He's scared. And nobody, and people was up there saying, man, Lomachenko ain't scared of your son. The fuck you talking about? And then Lomachenko comes out there and takes the first half of the fight off And you say to yourself, was he right? What are we looking at? Was he right though? Damn. Lomachenko takes the first half and try to come back on the back end, and it didn't work, and T.O. becomes undisputed in the franchise era. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. don't don't sit up here and put any comments in the chat. Man, WC, I can't believe you still saying that shit, man. The franchise didn't matter. Devin Haney here. I know that. And it looks like my argument is just like Alka-Seltzer. It's just like my argument is fizzing away because I haven't seen Mauricio Suleiman insert the franchise belt anywhere else. I predicted that, within that lightweight division, that would be another franchise belt. And he inserted that with Juan Estrada. Sure did. But besides that, it's Canelo, Lomachenko, T.O., Cambozo, Juan Estrada, and Devin. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard of any franchise belt of relevance, coming from the WBC saying they're going to insert anybody. Anyway, get back on topic. Teofimo Lopez had made this list, only 25, which I salute him for being hot. I'm telling you, he was on a hot track, boy. He was on fire. Everywhere he was at, man, people want to know T.O., Gordo, the takeover. Since he has a little bit somewhat fizzed out, you know what I'm saying? You see the residue in the glass. They know he's still talented in somewhat shape or form, but he is fizzed out, man. All you see is bubbles right now. And it's wild because when he made this list, I say, shit, he on to something. If he can do that, yeah, he might be on to something. But Josh Taylor dropped the belts at 140. So T.O. went up there and fought a former undisputed who still had the WBO title and the lineal. He attempted to claim that he was the first two-time undisputed. And we all know when it comes down to the broadcasting, they're not going to go off little, okay, semantics. Let's go off semantics. Technically, when it come down to it, Josh Taylor didn't lose the belts. He vacated. No. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, but you're not going to make the list of undisputed champions in the 4-belt era. Anyway, getting back to the topic. 2021, you say you was going to be undisputed world champion. And then you said Hall of Fame in progress. 2022, which is since passed, Granddaddy Jenkins. All right, he thought he was going to have everything zipped up, knotted, and ready for the International Boxing Hall of Fame to consider his retirement. And because, he had made a point that he wasn't going to stay in boxing that long, right? And he acted like, the Boxing Hall of Fame was going to have his paperwork all ready for administrative processing. But it hasn't quite worked out that way. Be honest with you, it hasn't worked out that way. So let's get back and dive head first into this slab of pavement with T.O. being the first diver. Let's bring up some old shit. I know this is petty, but they had put this up a while back when T.O. was talking. And this was when these guys was at this punch machine to register your power with your power hand. And if you look up there, you see some very, very familiar faces. And we all know that Gervonta Davis is going to be sitting somewhere up there at the top because he's short, compact, and he has a lot of power. He possesses a lot of power, right? But all the rest of them, from Ryan Garcia, we don't know if he threw his jab out there or what, but he came in at an 893. Devin Haney. Yeah, the same Devin Haney went in there and lost to Ryan Garcia, but never was considered to have no power. He registered 902. Now, I'm just saying. I'm just saying what this thumbnail said. Okay? Then Conor McGregor, who, came over to boxing once upon a time for one of the biggest fights that sit at the top 5 pay-per-view, you know, as a dance partner, as an adversary, as a business partner to Floyd Mayweather for one night. He registered 932. And he's a counterpuncher. Left-hand counterpuncher, man. But Teofimo Lopez came in at a dismal 875. God damn. Like, seriously. What happened? Did you have tendonitis, carpal tunnel? What the fuck was that? 875. There's some kids out here in middle school that take a boxing part-time can land at 875 on that. But I just want to let y'all know that a little bit. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. That's all. Didn't want to start no trouble. I just want to make you all aware that out of these 5 fighters, I'm going to narrow it down to 4 who are professional boxers on the consistency. Teofimo came 4. He was ranked 4 out of the 4 that registered that number on the boxing scales. Okay? Teo also had put out this post to say, I'm amazed. Man, at just 25, I have all combat sports following my footsteps and ideas. F what any of you lowlife say. I really made a movement out of just having faith in God. Hashtag against all odds. Hashtag worldwide takeover. Hashtag merciful God. You know what I'm saying? Once again, Teofimo was out here. He was feeling himself. People were saying the takeover. Even me. You know, I say, okay, T.O., let's go. Let's get it. You know, the takeover. I was telling people he was going to be champion at 140. They didn't believe me. He ended up going up there beating Josh Taylor and becoming the champion at 140. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo, at one point in time, he was popping. You know what I'm saying? It was so much talk. You know, one thing I will accredit T.O., when his name was buzzing out here in the streets, he made sure it kept buzzing. Like he knew what to say, when to say it, right? People wanted him to fight Devin Haney, and he was playing, you know, the pendulum game, and he was really, you know, not giving people what they wanted. He had the option to fight Cambozo or Devin. And look, and Devin, I think it would have worked out either way. I don't know. We don't know how the fight would have worked out with Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez when they was both undefeated and Teo was unified. We don't know how they would have worked. You know, because at that point in time, yeah, Devin was still dropping down a lot of weight at 135 to make that division. You know, he was depleting himself a lot. But anyway, it played out the way it did with Teo fighting Cambozo, losing, and then Cambozo, like I was telling people, he wanted to fight Lomachenko, but he was pretending like he was going around looking at each fighter, trying to see who he wanted to fight next. And these goofballs up here thinking that he wanted to fight Devin. He didn't want to fight Devin. He wanted to fight Lomachenko, who ended up going over to combat. So, to the Most High, you know, Devin them Muslims, you know, to the Most High, all praise be to, he got the shot twice. And he came through and became undisputed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? And then he would later go on to be the WBC, you know what I'm saying, super lightweight champion. But back to Teo. Teo, in a sense, has ran out of options when it comes to getting people's attention for boxing. Teo has had pretty much subpar performances. You know what I'm saying? If we want to look at the Sandor Martin fight, man, Sandor Martin kept doing the same thing, remediating the same shit, you know, planting his lead leg out there, you know, trying to get Teo to, you know, to close distance or get frustrated so he can, you know, try to trip him up or give him the check hook, right? And one time it did work. He ended up getting knocked down. And then the second time, you know, he did it. You know, Teo had to do the, I call it the Ortiz special. You know, when you get knocked down, you want to hurry up and go to the ref. No, that wasn't no. You start waving your freaking hand like, no, there ain't no knockdown. Like you want to do the ref's job. So Teofimo, he didn't, he wasn't called for the second knockdown, but yet he had a slow fight, and that was the beginning of seeing him trying to process what Sandor Martin had with just lying in wait and not really engaging Teofimo Lopez, who does better, fighting a fighter that comes forward and fighting on the inside. So Sandor Martin had a very successful night, but at the end, Teofimo came out with a split decision win. And a lot of us remember at the end of the fight, Teo said, "Hey, bro, do I still got it?" He made sure to wait till the cameras come over there before he put that out there. That was the beginning of people second guessing whether Teofimo Lopez still got it. This wasn't Mr. Highlight, Mr. He's guaranteed to step through the ropes and put on a performance. Then he went up there and fought Josh Taylor, who he won a unanimous decision. But people were saying Josh Taylor had injuries. He was doing this, that, and the other. I'm not making no excuses. But he ended up coming out with a unanimous decision. 115, 113 times 2, and then 117, 111. Picked up Josh Taylor's WBO World Super Light title, right? Then Jermaine Ortiz gave us residue, gave us a snapshot of how the performance went between Teofimo and Sandor Martin. Jermaine Ortiz pretty much replicated and remediated the same Sandor Martin freaking game plan, because they felt like a lot of teams and trainers to do film study, and they say, hey, this is where we're going to go right here. We're going to use that Sandor Martin. We're not going to engage Teo. We're going to try to get him frustrated and have him make a mistake, hopefully. And that's exactly what they did. I thought Jermaine Ortiz should have understood better who he was in there with. Teofimo Lopez has the machine behind him at that point. And also, he was the challenger. Jermaine Ortiz should have pushed the pace a bit more at the end of the day. And Teo came up out of there with a unanimous decision, right? So, and next he fought Claggett, and he came out unanimous decision. But what we do understand is that no one's really been talking about Teofimo Lopez like it was at 135. But Teofimo Lopez, like I said, is always a master manipulator when it comes to the media. He kept on trying certain things to get his name back popping. And sure enough, he turned the corner. He said, you know what? This is what I'm going to start to do. I'm going to start to clout chase Terrence Crawford. But look, Terrence Crawford wasn't the only name he mentioned. But Terrence Crawford's name was popping more than Teofimo. And I felt that Teo didn't appreciate that. He didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't like that Crawford was getting all this buzz based off a fight that he wished he would have had after he fought Lomachenko. Because he had his moment, y'all. I can't say Teo didn't have his moment, but he hasn't did anything. He's fizzled out after the Lomachenko fight. Teofimo, that early in his career, man, he was on a roll. He did some commendable, I'm talking about award, recommendation. Something you can say, you know what, so-and-so was on point. They was at their best back then. He fought the number 2 pound for pound guy on the list in Vasily Lomachenko, and he beat him. Not only did he beat him, but it was for unification within the lightweight champion. Not only a unification, but Vasily Lomachenko was a 2-time gold medal Olympian. So he's pretty much been the golden child. Even after Orlando Salido lost, Vasily Lomachenko was the golden child. As if they try to make this man undefeated again. They try to remove that freaking O off his record, all that shit. But when Teo beat him, that put him in the brightest light possible. He went in there, did his thing against Lomachenko. So when it came full circle around for Crawford Spence, this was Crawford moment. Tio wasn't buzzing anymore. So when they get behind the scenes, he got to find a way to buzz. So now you go from the takeover, you know what I'm saying, really dialing it in, talking about the fighters that you're going to fight and how the fans gravitate to you that way, to now hating on another fighter that's in a weight class higher than you, jealous because they're getting all the buzz. And also you find it easy to attempt to manipulate the Mexican boxing fans. Because what Tio's now decided to do, because people don't want to listen to WCS. I mean, like I told you how good this guy is at manipulating the media. He's trying his best to make it a black versus Mexican type of rivalry. So he feels like, okay, I'm going to have people support me regardless. I can talk shit about Crawford because he felt that a lot of people didn't really like Crawford like that. They wasn't going to get behind him because be honest, the black boxing fans, the community, it's non-existent. No one looks at a black fighter and say, hey man, I don't know, man, they're going to do great numbers because they got the black boxing community. You know what I'm saying? They have the black fan base. Man, you know how they goddamn stick together. No, they don't say that about us. But when you're talking about Mexican, whatever, the Latino, Hispanic, you got the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, you know what I'm saying? They all support their own. And I think at that point, Tio said, this would be a good time for me to kind of generate some animosity and get some Mexican boxing fans behind me. So he started to kind of like talk shit about Crawford. He kind of joined the bandwagon of Ryan Garcia's disrespect. And that, to me, I didn't care. You know, Deontay was way in the heavyweight division. He wanted to call Deontay out his name. But I was more so talking about something that just came out of nowhere. Like, where's all this generating from? What are you trying to do? You're in two different weight classes. Like, what are you trying to do? So Tio started talking shit. You had this guy who's making history just like Tio did at one point in time, you know, building up his legacy. And then being that Crawford is an older fighter, anybody you ask will tell you they've been talking about that Crawford Spence fight forever and a day. He goes in there and massacres Spence. Now, before that, Crawford was like, "Hey, I want to fight Jermell Charlo," but Jermell Charlo, he kind of gave us every indication that he wasn't trying to hit that speedometer and make it to the destination to fight Crawford. He wanted to stay parked in the garage. So now the buzz started going for Canelo Alvarez. Crawford started making a point, say, "Hey, I want to fight Canelo. I want to fight Canelo." So what happened? He started trying to disrespect Crawford to take some shine away because his name was buzzing. So what Team Crawford do? They put Keyshawn and say, "Hey, I want to fight Teofimo Lopez," but the buzz didn't soak in the way. It didn't burn down the motherfucker the way. It didn't start wildfires. Personality, he didn't take it enough. They had their little moment when freaking Tio, you know, after his fight, Keyshawn was ringside. It didn't spark up. It didn't catch a blaze. So you know, pretty much he just went back to Crawford. And one thing I heard these Hispanic fighters always say is how ugly. You know, they always talk about, you know, I heard Rolly say it, I heard Ryan, I heard Tio, they'll talk about calling a nigga ugly. You know what I'm saying? Oh, so-and-so's ugly too. You know, this, that, and the other, just to be disrespectful. But he did put this out though, right? He said he's ready to sweep the old to bring the new with all you sorry boxers. Crawford versus Madrimov. At this point in time, Tio was all in. He's been talking this shit. Supposedly Crawford pulled up on him, you know, after his fight and was waiting on him. But he made it up out of there safe. There's no telling what Tio had to do to beg for his life. You know what I'm saying? When he saw them little, them eyes over there in the shadows blinking, and he saw Crawford's silhouette, and then he tried to come on and tell people in a subliminal way, "Hey man, I try to keep boxing, but people don't want me to get on my gangster. If I could get on my gangster if I wanted to." Hey, I was saying to myself, bro, Crawford didn't initiate the contact, the verbal contact between you and him. You did. You start going at this man and going along with all these other haters talking about his win against Spence shouldn't be respected because Spence was weight drained and all this other shit. He had the accident. And you was trying to downplay it like it was nothing. So much to the fact that when I tell people that Tio's a master manipulator, he did it so well that Diddy James even mentioned it on stage that, oh, somebody already did what you're trying to do. Tio already did that. That's how dumb, that's how my people can be sometimes. He actually used what Tio said. He said, technically, I was the first one to do it because Josh Taylor never, lost the belts and all that shit. Manipulator. So he's going at Crawford hard. He's pretty much talking about he was old. Criticizing his performance against Madrimov. He said it was ready to sweep out the old and bring in the new with all you sorry boxers, taking another shot at Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And that tells me that he's trying his best to get the attention. He don't know how to go with it. He's trying his best. So what did I tell you about him trying to grab hold of the Latino or the Hispanic fighters and fight fans? Who is he been training with lately? He's been over there with Canelo Alvarez. The very same name. Look, the very same name that Crawford called out to fight. Canelo, the very same fighter who sit up here and did the dumbest shit he ever did in his career and co-signed Teofimo Lopez to Crawford. They said, Crawford, you should fight Tio first. Somebody who is 2 weight class below Crawford, hasn't even came close to matching or equaling Crawford's accolades and achievements, right? Canelo, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, went up here and co-signed someone who has become a trolling boxer. Used to be hot, but now he's not. He's fizzed out. So somehow he must have went up there and stroked Canelo's sack for him to co-sign and say, Crawford, you need to fight a Teofimo Lopez who's at 140. Look, the very same fighter who said he gets nothing out of fighting Terrence Crawford. I mean, I lost a lot of respect for Canelo doing some bullshit like that, bro. And I know I'm just like one of many. Canelo don't give a damn about the way I think. But I lost a lot of respect for him co-signing Tio because it had no merit to it at all. It really gave us no indication that this was a fight that we wanted to see because it was so contradicting. How the fuck you gonna bring Tio into the picture? Pretty much trying to emulate the very same call out that Crawford did with a fighter that's 2 weight divisions. 2 weight divisions higher. But you didn't even give him the time of day. You just said he gets nothing from it. No, I get nothing from it. So what is Crawford supposed to get from Tio? You remember when Tio, prior to his fight, I believe it was Jermaine Ortiz. You remember how he was talking all that shit, talking about he'll fight Crawford. He say he consider himself to be the best. I want to fight the best and all this other shit. And then after the fight, when he had broke down crying, you remember when he had broke down crying because he thought the secret society, he didn't know if they was gonna come through for him or not. He was up there throwing off all those secret signs and shit people weren't paying attention to, right? He started crying and shit, all emotion. Then he told the crowd to suck his D. You remember that? Well, guess what? They say, do you want to fight Crawford? Yeah, the catch weight. It went from, yeah, I'll fight Crawford. Yeah. Any place, anytime. I'll fight him. Then it turned around, yeah, I'll fight him at a catch weight. All of a sudden it turned into a catch weight. Now, Tio, you know good and goddamn well, man, that if you step in there with the very same guy who pulled up on you in the spear, when your five senses, I know we have more than five, but I'm talking about your one of your primary senses, your smell. I mean, nobody around you could have pre-warned that Crawford was in the building. Of all the shit you've been talking, did you think it'll be more healthier for you to be over there in the spear, being that was the first time the UFC was over there? Are you rethinking your process the way you've been going in Crawford since he pulled up on you and he was playing tic-tac-toe on your forehead with his finger? Are you reconsidering now? Because now you're probably taking it serious. You say, damn, Crawford's pull-up game is crazy. Like, he actually found out where we were. You know what I'm saying? He actually found out where we were. And truth be told, like, if you really want to leave your papa's, side, you could say, hey, Pops, I got it. Let me go. But no, you stood right there. It wasn't like Bud was with Floyd Mayweather's entourage, his security team. Floyd was with one other person. I mean, Crawford was there with one other person. So you could have very well said, hold up. Let me go up here and talk to him. No, you stayed right there in that cushion, right there center of that cushion that you had with those bodies around you. You made sure you had to have that spacing. The only time you want to see Crawford is if his name is on a contract and you getting paid for that whooping fee. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you're getting paid for that whooping fee, because that's what he's going to do, whoop your ass. He's going to break you up something dirty. You know that. Teofimo Lopez has taken on the role. He's been wearing the goddamn Clouter's costume very, very well. He's clout chasing the fuck out of Crawford. He's clout chasing the hell up out of Crawford. If you ever fight this man anytime soon, which, to be honest with you, I think you just up here talking. You over there with Canelo training. You got him somehow, some way to co-sign you to say Crawford needs, Canelo don't dictate shit when it comes to putting fighters up here. Oh, fight them first. Hey, I can see if you was the former unified champion at 168 pounds. I can see if you was the former, undisputed champion that Canelo beat at 168 pounds. And he want to say, if you want, to fight me, you fight then Teofimo Lopez. That's who I that's who I defeated to get the titles. If you do that, then maybe I'll consider giving you a shot at the titles. But no, Teo's at 140. And he ain't did shit with no other champion at 140. But we can't say the same for Crawford, y'all. Crawford has been mixing it up. Yeah, I know it's been outside of a year. Yeah, I know he stepped up to 154 for a debut and became a unified champion. Yeah, we know he's been making moves. But we need to know this, T.O. What's your next move, man? Are you going to continue to just say, I've somehow went over there and massaged the shit out of Canelo's sack? You know what I'm saying? I've stroked his ego. I need Canelo to revive my career. Do you see what's going on here, people? He had to go through desperate measures to have Canelo revive his career because Canelo is on his way out. And they're over there plotting and scheming, trying to find a way to get Teo back on top in the eyes of the public. See, the fucked up part about it is that Canelo can go out here. He's been where he's at with this money. You know, him getting 30 million for freaking Edgar Berlanga. Hey, that's Nello, right? He can go out here and fight somebody like Berlanga, do what he do, get a complimentary knockdown and win the fight. Okay. And people still gonna say that's Nello, bro. But with Teofimo Lopez, he never reached that pinnacle. He never sat the throne. His crown was never sparkling from a distance like Nello. He hasn't been on the pound for pound list as long. He wasn't sustainable, y'all. Teofimo Lopez wasn't sustainable when he was on the pound for pound list. Yes, he went up there and he had his little window of opportunity when he beat Lomachenko. And then after that, you went through a whole fiasco with defending your freaking titles. And then we heard you get on TV after losing in Cambozo and say you thought you won 11-2. Oh my goodness. Teo said he thought he won 11-2, y'all. I know some of you motherfuckers up there. Oh, hold on. Something that was a championship fight, 11-2. Let me see. Is it still the same? Is it still? Let me see. 11 plus. Let me see. Let me get my calculator on my phone. 11. Did he just say 11-2? 13. Was it a freaking? Can they give an extra round? Is it like overseas or what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? People really had to, adjust their freaking mathematical mental calendars. They had to really process what they just heard with Teo. He said he thought he won 11-2. We like, we start sounding like Scooby-Doo. We trying to find out like, somebody need to get that man out the ring and get him on the IV quick. Get him away from the freaking mic. So since then, Teo has tried his rebuilding. He went up there and beat Josh Taylor. But after that, he had some very mediocre performances with Sandor Martin and especially Jermaine Ortiz. Both of those fights, his fan base just continued to drop off like leaves in the fall. You know what I'm saying? And Teo really kind of lost, the attention of his fight fans that was behind him so much. Like he lost a lot of fans. But, I know him and his team is going to come back with something else. I just feel that he needs something huge to put him back. And I don't think Clout chasing Crawford is going to do it. Crawford put this tweet out here. He said, I just be trying to be cool. But nowadays, people do stuff for attention and likes. He could be talking about a lot of people. But I know one person that falls within that scope, within that sphere of concern, and that's goddamn Teofimo Lopez. Dude be talking crazy. He was pretty much disrespecting Crawford walking out to the ring to challenge Madrimov for titles. That's professional shit we talking. Professional shit. This professional. He's walking out and you have a goofball cheerleader over there trying to distract the fighter while he's walking to the ring. Then he thought he has enough power to try to go into the presser post-fight and make a scene. He thought it was going to be easy work. And he found out the hard way. He found out that he ain't who he say he is. He doesn't have that type of freaking juice. You're not going to step your ass up in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if you were still undefeated and you was a 3-weight world champion or something like that, somehow, some miracle, you was a 3-weight world champion, then you might have been able to get up in the presser. But Teofimo Lopez has became a stalker of Terrence Bud Crawford. And one thing you have to make sure you're going to do, Tio, you have to make sure you're willing to understand that if you do get this fight next year, you need to understand that you, your father, and every other team member need to make sure you sit down sober. And you need to go back and watch July 29th. And you need to watch it with the intent of understanding the severity of the consequences that you're going to get stepping in there with a fighter who don't like you and has a killer instinct unlike you ever possessed in your livelihood. You don't possess that killer mentality like Crawford. You're too small. You're in a position in which they was identifying Crawford when he was moving up through the ranks. When he moved up to 47, they said, oh, he light in the ass. He's too small. When he was about to move up to 54, oh, he's too small. You're the same way. You just saw what happened to Danny Garcia, right? That's your boy over there in NYC. Ask him. Ask Danny Garcia how that 160 felt. Real talk. Ask him. If you're looking to move up to 140 to 154, ask Danny Garcia how 160 felt. Because he looked like a snail in a salt bath up in that bitch. Danny had like he lost all his freaking fundamentals. He looked slower and even slower and even slower, like he almost came to a halt, like it was a crossing guard in the ring. How you think you're going to feel going in there with a fighter that's much stronger than you that'll dump you on your head in real life? You need to make sure you get this fight. Or if you're not going to get the fight, you need to focus on the disrespect to what other champions you plan on moving up to 147. Because as much as I don't like saying, you know, what these other, it seems like you're heading to fellatio next. D-riding. Real talk. If you don't make this fight with Crawford, it's going to make you look like you're a D-rider. You're a dick rider. Real talk. A sack-rubbing dick rider. Because you would have been up there clout chasing Crawford's name without earning a spot. You say it's okay for me to be disrespectful, and then when you see him in person, you think it's two human. You think yourself it's two human bodies that's between you and Crawford. Oh, hold on for a second. Now, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, it is boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's boxing at the end of the day. But when you look at these two fighters right here, it's good for T.O. to believe that he needs their attention. If you closely zoom into this, T.O. is manipulating the situation by trying to insert himself in the lives of both of these fighters right now, because they're the two hottest names going right now. I believe Crawford's name is hotter than Canelo at the end of the day. People may sit up here and tell you what they want to tell you, but a lot of people want to see, especially after coming off this Edgar Berlanga fight, they more and more anxious to see how Crawford will perform against Canelo. But you see how Teofimo Lopez is involved in both of these guys' lives. Do you see how that works? He's involved in both of these guys' lives. This an older thumbnail, okay? But what I'm saying is, he's been over there kissing Canelo's ass, licking the cinnamon off his sack. And then he's up here hating on Crawford. And then you have Cinnamon Nutsack going up here co-signing Teofimo on live television. On fucking live television. You supposed to be the OG of OGs in boxing. And you up here co-signing a guy who hasn't earned your cosign. He hasn't earned that cosign stamp yet, bro. He hasn't earned that shit. He has not continued to build and build and build and layer those medals on top of each other. Stack those awards. You know what I'm saying? Build up that administrative data on his performances. He hasn't did it yet. But yet you go co-sign this clown. He's involved in both of your lives for the wrong fucking reason. And that's how I say T.O. is very smart. He's very smart. You don't have to pay attention. You don't have to pay attention. Just focus on what he's doing now. He's over there putting out little clips with him training with Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Reynoso and shit. And then him and Canelo together, they want to start trying to take shots at Crawford. But no matter what Canelo does, T.O. has no say-so. It's just like Crawford saying Keyshawn, and go out there and call out T.O. Canelo can go up here and tell Crawford to say he needs to fight Teofimo Lopez, and nobody's going to take it serious at the end of the day. Nobody gives a fuck about, Crawford fighting Teofimo Lopez, really. They want to see Crawford versus Canelo, which is the freaking biggest fight in boxing right now. There's no other fight that's bigger that's gonna really warrant, and with justification and validation and accreditation of a $90 pay-per-view. Plus, unless it's Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford. It's no other fight out there bigger. And look, I know there's some people that will forever be Canelo fans. I get it. But now it gets to a point, right, where you have 2 4-division champions. One out of the 2 is a 2-division. A 2-division. Undisputed. 2-division undisputed. And you know what? Both of these guys has been on the pound for pound list as a tenant, campaigning for an extended period of time. Crawford possibly been one of the longest up there. You know what I'm saying? All the rest has come and went. They can tell T.O., hey, T.O., we want to invite you to the ring, you know what I'm saying, seminar. That's as close as he going to get to being with the people who freaking, modify the list. When the last time we seen T.O. even come closer? Has he even came close to smell what they was cooking over there? What's that? They about to open up the list? They about to change the list? Huh? He came close to sniffing the list again after Lomachenko. When is T.O.? Did Josh Taylor give him a little bit of point system to get his ass on the list? When has T.O. sustained his notoriety? He has fizzed out in the bottom of the fucking glass when it comes to notoriety, popularity, top names in boxing. Nobody's looking at him like that. Even though boxing is kind of shaky right now, nobody's putting T.O. above in a way. Nobody's putting T.O. above Alexander Usyk. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's putting him above Terrence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Nobody's putting him above him. Nobody's putting him above the El Chin Checker himself, Javante Tank Davis. Nobody's putting T.O. above him. Nobody's doing that shit, bro. Not even a wino. You asked a wino off the street. Hey, man, you watch boxing? Yeah. I'm going to give you $2, man. Do you think Teofimo Lopez, you know who Teofimo? Yeah. You think he should be on the pound for pound list? No. Man, I'm going to give you motherfucker more than I said. I'm going to give you a dime, man. I'm going to give you $10, man. You said that shit with no hesitation, no pause, no nothing. Here, man, go get you something to drink. Enjoy your life. I Man, a wino wouldn't even put T.O. on the freaking pound for pound list. Based off what? Based off what? Matter of fact, I'm trying to see who T.O. can knock off the pound for pound list right now. It can't be Davis. It can't be Bivol. It can't be Beterbiev. It can't be Jess Rodriguez. Because listen, Jess Rodriguez did what T.O. would have liked to do. What Jess Rodriguez Bam Bam did was sensational, bro. Sensational. He may not have a Lomachenko, but the way he went up there and took care what's his name? Carlos Kudros. And stop Sorong Fasad. Man, come on, bro. And then look, went up there and did what he did him dirty. Sonny, man, come on, bro. Come on, man. And then look, move back up and fought Juan Estrada. What? That's what T.O. wants in his life. You can't even get on the pound for pound line. Look, if I'm looking at T.O. and I'm looking at Juan Estrada, I mean, not Juan Estrada, freaking Jess Rodriguez. I'm saying Jess Rodriguez is more popping. He may be a guy that's at a lower weight class. That motherfucker is bad. That's a bad man right there. That's a bad man. And Teofimo Lopez, no. When it gets to the top 5, bro, you can't even come knock on the window. You can't even get on the goddamn neighborhood. You can't even get the gate code, yo. Look, I would say you can't even get the gate code to knock on number 8, where Tank is at right now. You know what I'm saying? You got Devin Haney up here and Junto Nakatani. You know, maybe you can send a messenger over there, Uber Eats or something, and give them some free food. Say, man, let me in there, man. I gave you a big tip. I gave you a big tip. Yeah, I did. I gave you a $15 tip now. You know that meal was only $5, but let me in, man. Come on, man. Let me in, bro. Nakatani like, Nani desu ka? No. Ask Devin. He's number 10. Ask Devin. Ask Haney. And get back and see what Haney says first before you come to me. No, go in order. You know, get with Haney first. You know, the person that you was into it with at 135. Get with Haney first and see can he let you in on number 10. But you can't even get in within the proximity of the top 5 on the pound for pound. You can't even sniff it. You can't even do a flyover. You can't do shit. You got a no-fly zone. You got a, no trespassing on the grounds. You can't even get close to that shit. But yet, you trying your best to Clout chase Crawford, who's within that top 5 ranking. And he's been on the pound for pound list in that top 5 for months upon months upon months upon months. And you out here Clout chasing this man. All I'm saying, I don't agree with it, T.O. I think it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're at desperate measures right now because, Canelo Alvarez is going to be on his way out the door. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to build up this fake rapport with Canelo to try to get you some momentum. Now you're over there, trying to be a Canelo mascot. The worst thing you could have did is got Canelo to say that bullshit because none of the YTC creators, they didn't really, jump on it and start damn double dutching. Ah, yeah, I don't know what to do with this. Should I make a thumbnail? It's not gonna bring me any. They probably had one of their lowest lives. The ones who did one of their more subpar live streams. You know what I'm saying? They probably had their lowest numbers ever. Talking about Canelo co-signing freaking Teofimo Lopez to fight Crawford. Nobody in their right motherfucking mind is believing that bullshit. Even a crackhead will stop smoking for a little bit. Say, stop it. Stop it. You're ruining my high. Stop it. Motherfuckers up here smoking crack and sound like Tyson back in the day. I don't believe that. If that's to me, I don't believe it. Tell him, Don King, I don't believe that. No, you can't beat Bud. Mike, and man, look, he'll get the same freaking warning that Mike Tyson gave Spence. He warned him. Hey, man, I just think that Terrence Crawford's gonna beat you, man. Don't take it personal. I was in the ring just like you, man. He's gonna beat your ass. All right, he's gonna beat your ass, man. You see how he did, Spence? Come on, T.O. T.O., man, I like you, T.O. You're a funny guy. But you're going to get your ass beat. I think you're going to lose a career over it, T.O. You want to be able to talk to your kids, right? Right, T.O.? Think about this. Get with your father and think about this. Okay, think about this. I want you to think about it like the lisp. Okay, think about this. Don't do it. You get your ass kicked. It's life or death, T.O. Mike Tyson had to have a motherfucking one-on-one with T.O. He said, this is going to be the end of your fucking career, man. Fucking around with damn TC. Fucking around with TC, man. T.O. calling out Tank and getting poked in his forehead by Terrence. Hey, man. The wild part about Tank is that he's that beast that's sitting over there with an open cage. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even go over there. Like, they might mention his name from afar, but why are you not trying to call out another fighter that's dangerous, that's been up in your division already? Why are you not calling out a fighter like El Chinchecker that's making this top dollar on pay-per-view? I mean, if you're over there with Canelo and you're trying to take his place, or you're trying to have him basically chaperone you into the spotlight, don't you do that by pay-per-views? You haven't even really lined up your pay-per-views. Like, you haven't been on pay-per-view like that. Like, when you fought Lomachenko was on free TV. When are you going to get your pay-per-view status up? Like, when are you going to be the draw? Huh, T.O.? When are you going to be considered the draw, man? Talking about what Crawford ain't did in business and he don't sell now. Bro, when are you going to be the draw? When are you going to go over to the West Coast? You stay in Vegas, right? When are you going to be able to go into the West Coast and you're going to be the headliner? We seen your headliners, didn't we? Then you have some dismal headliners. We're not trying to see that shit again. We're not trying to. Shout out to the OG, Mr. Golden. We're not trying to see that shit again. I'm going to be absolutely, positively honest with you. Scouts honor at that, T.O. With fingers crossed behind my back. We're not trying to see that. Bud gonna stop Canelo in the building. What's good? What's good with it, bro? I see you on deck. Anybody over here talking about Crawford got his hand smacked is a little kid themselves. That's why they identify with that hand smacking, because you can't even go in the kitchen and make you a sandwich without asking for permission. You got to get permission. You know what I'm saying? You get your little ass caught. You got to put your palms out to the sky and get them motherfuckers slapped with a belt. That's why you identify like that. You know what I'm saying? Do you even supposed to be on here, first of all? I appreciate you pulling up. But make sure your parents know you're online. I don't want you to be up here talking shit and behind the scenes you getting your ass abused. Get permission from your parents first. I don't want them coming up here, hit me in the DMs and say, hey, my kid was up there listening to you, and I blame you for what you were saying on there, for him sneaking online. Man, get the fuck out of here. Teal could have fallen and lost to Keyshawn and still had buzz, but he's known as a duck and a clout chaser now. That's what I'm saying. You know, you have committed and signed the paperwork to become a cheerleader, a clouter. You know what I'm saying? You're up here involving yourself in two of the biggest names in boxing, but yet you can't find a way to insert yourself in a fight that'll get you the recognition that you need. That's all you have to do. You don't have to sit up here and be a cheerleader and wearing a fresh pleated skirt, you know what I'm saying, with knee-high tube socks with all those nice Skittle colors on there. You don't have to be up here jumping up and down, nah, low. Now, no, nobody want to hear that shit, that sweet shit you doing. Getting Canelo to co-sign for your ass, and you're not even putting in the performances of fighting. Where's all the ducks coming in? I heard that T.O. turned down, millions for Devin Haney fight in 2025. Why? Why would you do that? I mean, you and him have backstory together, right? Once again, people was on your ass at 135 to fight Devin because he's a WBC champion. But now you're both at 140, and he's I mean, come on, bro. He was the former champion over there at the WBC. That's a fight that'll work out for you. Y'all have a history. Y'all have a backstory. The race fans love T.O. all of a sudden since he's Canelo's bag boy. That's a good one, man. He's the bag boy. Really, he's the bag boy. The sack toter. You know what I'm saying? He is the sack carry on. What they call them people? The not the bailiff, but the he's a person that's working for Canelo that carries people bags. You know what I'm saying? When they drive up to the front of the hotel. You know what I'm saying? He's carrying Canelo's sacks and bags. That's what he's doing. Boxing Pro is wrong. He only lost one fight. He never been stopped. You're talking about the one I just had up there? OG. Let me turn you on to something. It's called thumbnail. It's called software. It's called I'm gonna turn you on to some editing. It's called editing. Come on, OG. Come on now. Come on, man. Come on now. Us older cats, man, we gotta stick together, bro. You cannot be typing in the chat correcting me on shit that you know that's supposed to be wrong, shawty. Come on, OG Golden, man. Come on, brother. Not you, man. Box Pro is wrong. He only lost one fight. He ain't never been stopped. Man, come on, man. I got to move on. It's getting close to Black History Month in about 5 months. I got to move on, man. I can't do you dirty like that, man. Maybe you weren't paying AT&T. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't understand that my thumbnails have a message in them. That OG. That's all I'm saying. Come on, man. Man, I'm about to get my boot. Man, come on, man. I know you didn't look at this with Crawford's picture up there and think that was T.O.'s box rack, man. Come on, man. Shout out to Sir Senior, man. What's good with it? What's good, man? T.O. meant catch weight. So Bud caught him, and T.O.'s first word was wait. Yeah, man, he did say at a catch weight. Wait until I get enough confidence. I have to get Canelo to boost my ego, to inject that helium in it. Yeah, man. You gotta pop out and show 'em what? Sometimes you gotta pop out and show 'em, man. Crawford was there to whoop some feet. And I know a lot of people, they looking at this, right? They saying that it was done purposely. Let's just say it was done purposely. Man, that joint went viral. It went viral what the UFC did. It went viral. Being that Kendrick Lamar just, you know, um, he's been named the artist that's gonna be performing at the Super Bowl halftime, and then Crawford, you know what I'm saying? He's in between fights. This is the kind of publicity that Crawford needs like this to keep his name relevant. You know what I'm saying? You rarely get to see a fighter playing tic-tac-toe on a fighter's head that's there, in an event for the first time in Vegas. That's the first time the UFC had an event in the Sphere. So it was a lot of history there. T.O. had to go there and wash that freaking, the scratches off his head and put some ointment on there. And then the UFC said that was Kendrick Lamar, Grammy Award. Grammy Award. They really put that black man up there as being Kendrick Lamar. Brilliant. Brilliant. For real, man. That's what he was doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be in the pastry business. Why not start with Canelo? I'm starting off with cinnamon pastries. Conquest in the building. I see you. What's good, bro? It took 5 years for Nello to do popular urban podcasts. Cut the BS. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It took him more than that just to even come around some of these podcasts right now. I mean, it took him so long just to come up there and chill. Look, how you gonna tell me Canelo would have went to $1 million worth of game back in the day? Please. Hey, if they didn't have them sponsorships behind them and all that, man, come on, bro. He never would have showed up Conquest. Never. Never. Shout out to the apostles in the building. One half on deck. One love to WCS and the baddest chat in the land. Say my name, and the Candyman Bud will appear. Always seen in his eyes was fear. 402 stand up. Yes, sir. Bars. Bars. You know what I'm saying? He said his name and he didn't even know the man was in the building. He didn't even know. He didn't even have good lookouts. And then look at Kendrick. He's up there next to Turkey Al Sheik. Who does that? And another thing I wanted to make known, right? This I want to make known. Not to forget that Crawford has the Turk behind him. And look, the Turk is supporting him. And that's another reason why Teofimo Lopez is trying his best to stay in the silhouette presence of Crawford, because he got the machine behind him right now. You know what I'm saying? No matter how it don't matter how long it took for him to get it, he has the machine behind him now. So to think about that, that's something that Canelo has to pay attention to, that they don't have no influence of, and freaking Teofimo Lopez. He knows that Turkey Al Sheik is going to be pushing for Crawford Canelo. Now that Canelo has finally fought Edgar Berlanga, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to try to figure out if any type of negotiation process is going to happen. T.O., once again, like I tell people, long time ago, on how he manipulates the media. Just think about this. All of a sudden, leading up to this Edgar Berlanga fight, T.O. is up there getting co-signed by freaking Canelo. He's getting co-signed by Canelo, and he's trying his best to damn talk ish about Crawford. He's talking all this bullshit about Crawford when he know things about to get serious on whether Canelo is gonna sign this fight to face Crawford. He want to be a part of that. He want to be on the undercard. Look, listen to me when I tell you. T.O. want to be a part of that and get that money. T.O., he's looking for the big paycheck. He's looking for that 10, 15, 30. He's far from that. He's looking for that freaking big paycheck. So he understands who he needs to be around. You know what I'm saying? He needs to make sure them knee pads from Lowe's are very well enforced while he's over there, you know what I'm saying, grooming Canelo. We're gonna keep it classy while he's over there grooming Canelo with his new cinnamon pastry. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he's doing. He knows that Crawford has Turkey Al Sheik behind him. He knows that. He wants a piece of the pie. That's all that is. Teofimo wants a piece of the pie, yo. But shout out to ITC Boxing to you in the building. Omaha on deck, stand up. You already know. If Kendrick Lamar said in his song that he's Terrence Crawford, then technically that would mean Terrence Crawford's Kendrick Lamar. I talk that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't gonna frown upon no wordplay. Hey, technically, you seem to be spot on. You know what I'm saying? You seem to have a point with a capital point. You know what I'm saying? You seem to have a point. That would mean that Terrence Crawford is Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? So look, the only thing we need now is the connect. They need to be in the same location at the same time on the biggest stage. I don't know if it's going to be, at a fight, but this is built up perfectly with Kendrick Lamar's disc, putting Terrence in there. You know what I'm saying? This is going super viral. Now, we need to walk out. We need for the biggest fight in boxing to happen. And we need Kendrick Lamar. Nobody else. You have to take a back seat. We need Kendrick Lamar to walk Crawford out after the contract, if the contract is signed, for him to fight Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So we can go ahead and shut the Mexican fan base down, the Latino Hispanic fan base. You know what I'm saying? We about to take over. Once Crawford go ahead and whoop on Canelo, and they saying, well, hopefully Canelo can get one of them complimentary knockdowns on Crawford. He did his last 4 fights. Hopefully he can do it. Hopefully. We just want Turkey Al Sheik to be the master negotiator for this cause. Boxing definitely needs a fight of this magnitude. We definitely need a fight of this magnitude in this era. Another one. We know this fight right here is gonna live up to the 50-50 slide, the competitiveness. We know we're gonna get the equal vortex, the clash in the middle. We know it's gonna generate enough energy where it's gonna be 12 rounds of war. The battle space is going to be occupied by 2 pound-for-pound fighters once again. That's what we understand. We just hope Turkey Al-Sheikh is able to negotiate this, and that Canelo will not quack quack, quacky quack quack quack, cinnamon quack quack quack, quack 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 quack. We don't want Canelo up here in the pond. I quack on quack quack, cinnamon quack quack. We don't want you ducking, Canelo. We don't want you ducking. We done heard you talking about, oh, Crawford's easy work. Yes, he is. He's easy work. Okay, if he's easy work, let's get this contract done. If you're saying he's easy work, one in here and Crawford, and then easy work. Oh, for sure. I fight Crawford for sure. Easy work. Okay, if he's easy work, don't go in there behind the scenes like you're gonna dictate everything with Turkey. It's gonna be me, my terms. Don't outprice yourself to exclude a very premier fight that we want to witness. Us, the boxing fans, we are eager to witness a fight of this caliber. Please don't outprice yourself there, Canelo. We want to see you go in there against a hip-hop artist for the first time. You get to face off against Terrence Crawford, a.k.a. Kendrick Lamar, all in one night. You know what I'm saying? All in one night. The shit will be electric. The shit will be electric, y'all. Seriously, it'll be electric. And I really want to see a T-Mobile Part 2. Since, now that I've recently seen the pictures of EJ, he's nowhere close to a freaking gym. You know what I'm saying? He's nowhere close. Nowhere close. So it's gonna take a while for him to get back in the groove. But in the meanwhile, we the people are requesting that interest be placed now that the Edgar Berlanga saga, which never materialized into anything except a strike match, and the flame went out very, very quick. Now we can talk about Crawford Canelo. As long as Canelo don't go over there outpricing himself, talking about he won $500 million and a starship. You know what I'm saying? Stop going around here acting like you the Darth Vader of motherfucking boxing. Darth Vader's in goddamn Omaha, goddammit. That's what Darth Vader's at. We all look alike. He said, get the fuck out of here, Dana. Man, and Dana know what he was doing. If it's anybody he knows how Crawford looked. The people know how Crawford looked. For real. You know what I'm saying? Canelo versus Crawford with Kendrick walking Bud out would be crazy. Yeah, man. Stupid. Man, come on, man. People be standing up at home, bro. They be standing next to the motherfucking TV like they actually in person standing next to the tunnel where they walking out. Whoop his motherfucking ass, Bud. Nigga, you know where we at with it. We're right here, man. We're right here. You got any problems, just let us know. That's my dog. Shit, Black Fight fans gonna be wilding out, boy. You got a problem with anybody, let us know. Cause that's my dog. Canelo trolls doing everything they can to prevent Bud versus Canelo. Hey man, the media has this little spaces, as the X call them. They have their little spaces of these little minions that's trying to set these little brush fires. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, these minions are not influencing what's going on behind the scenes with Turkey Al-Sheikh and his communication and logistics with Canelo and his people. Yeah, they can get out here and talk the same shit we done heard. We done heard so much shit out here on this social media. We heard it. We've been here before. We are very experienced, man, with this YTC. I call it the septic tank of media, bro. There's a reason for that. They're good for taking a shit on boxing. If this is what you consider your king, your savior, your God, your Lord, Canelo to be, well, you shouldn't have an issue with the Omaha Monster coming over here and he's looking across the ring. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think some of these Hispanic fans, these Mexican boxing fans, they're gonna start using the Danny Garcia situation. They're gonna say, see what happened then. I guarantee you it's gonna be a debate. See what happened with Danny Garcia? He moved up too quick. That's gonna happen to Bud. He moved up too quick. Listen, Danny Garcia was out the ring for an extended period of time. Bud Crawford ain't never been DSG. let's definitely get that cleared up right now. He never been DSG. Never. No comparison. I mean, DSG had the opportunity to insert himself in history when he was fighting for the vacant WBC belt against Sean Porter. He couldn't get it done then. He ain't get it done when he turned back around and fought one of his homeboys in Errol Spence Jr. When he returned back from the car wreck, he had another opportunity, not just to get the WBC title, but to get the IBF title too. He had an opportunity to do that. He failed. So we're just gonna keep DSG in our prayers, and we're gonna talk about this monster. You know what I'm saying? Bud, the Bloodhound Crawford, who rolled up on Teofimo Lopez, and Teo was like, "Who the fuck keep tapping me on the back of my head?" And he turned around. He saw them eyes. Me, nigga. Oh shit! I gotta save face. Somebody might be recording. Let me grab his hand. Dad, grab me. Pull me back, Pop. Pull me back. Don't let him get to me. Pull him back, Pop. I wonder. I guarantee you, Tio was probably over there on his best behavior. He wanted to say the N word so bad, he probably called Crawford sir. He was calling Crawford by his last name, Mr. Crawford. Hey, I know you're pissed, Mr. Crawford. Mr. Crawford, please. This is an event, man. This is the first time. This is historic. Mr. Crawford, come on, not here, man. Wait till we're in a boxing event or something. Not here. His voice started to crackle. Not today. Come on, man. Boxing ethics, man. Morals. Come on, man. Have some character. Goddamn Tio was freaking all about professionalism when Crawford was poking him in the back of his head. Hey, man. Hey, bitch. Turn your punk ass around. Oh, shit. Goddamn. Y'all didn't see him come up. What the fuck? I'm gonna grab his hand. Goddamn, make it look like I ain't being a little bitch tonight. What's going on, Key? What's good? I didn't want Kendrick to walk out before, but now it's necessary, especially against Canelo. Yeah, man, it's super necessary. You know what I'm saying? It's super necessary. Just like my boy Gamebread said, it's super necessary when he knocked out freaking Ben Askren in 5 fucking seconds. It's super necessary to land those extra shots knowing he was asleep. You know what I'm saying? For real. Canelo wants 10% of Crawford's purse for the rest of his career to sign. I know, right? He gonna sit up there and try to make it difficult with Turkey Al-Sheikh and then take to the media, the Mexican media, and talk about, oh no, they trying to give me very little. And we're gonna be up here like, okay. So we know to fight Crawford, you're gonna double up. You're not gonna get anything even close to 60 million. It's gonna be exceeding 60 million easily, especially if we see Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, and we know how the heavyweight, the glory division is. But minimum, Canelo Alvarez is gonna get 60 million. Minimal. We're talking about pay-per-view sales is gonna be sick. The promo is gonna be sick. The only thing I don't like, that I'm not feeling anymore. I'm not feeling the dark gore of these promos being all the same over there in Saudi. Every time a boxing match come on, it's almost like, where's the sunshine? The last time I was in the desert, the motherfucking sun wouldn't go away. I was out there, goddamn flak jacket, helmet, and all that. Motherfucker, are you ever going away? Tell the shade. It's time for them to be on duty, goddammit. The sun was up there, goddamn, just posing and shit. I say, damn, nigga, I'm already from the South. I'm getting spots I ain't never seen on my motherfucking face. Nigga, take a break. You don't have the clouts in your contact? Bring some clouts in this bitch. All their promos is dark and gray, bro. They have this, like, I don't mind the Marvel comic shit, but in Saudi Arabia is very light and bright. But yet all these promos, even the Better Beef and freaking Bivel's freaking promo is dark. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I mean, it's just dialogue. It's just boxing banter at the end of the day. But I just want the fight to be made. I just, it was cool at first when they came out with the promo. You know what I'm saying? Like the Crawford and Madrimov freaking promo was pretty decent. But now, seeing the Better Beef and Bivol, I said, here we go again. We seen Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou, Deontay, and I was like, damn, man, it's almost like all your promos is like horror movies, horror trailers. Like, can we get a regular freaking promo? Like, who is in charge of that shit? What's wrong with them? Are they getting paid enough? Somebody seemed like they pissed. That's all I'm saying, man. Shout out to KQKC Boxing in the building. What's good with it, bro? Y'all definitely go check them out, man, and support the brothers. If I say support the brothers, it's only a very few. You know what I'm saying? Support the channel, man. Go check him out. He was over there cooking on the Fight Party show. You know what I'm saying? For fight night. Go definitely check him out. Show the brother love, man. Shout out to Tough Glove Boxing in the building. Salute to your Tough Glove. Another channel that's hot. You know what I'm saying? Shooting up to the stars too. Doing big things over there. Go check them out. Sub to the channel. Support these brothers, man. And what they have to say about the sport of boxing, man. KQ say, what's good, WCS, and everyone in the chat? Yes, sir. Tough Glove say, WCS, salute, fam. Yeah, for sure, man. It don't matter if you're late, man. It's called REPLAY, replay. You know what I'm saying? That's all. It's called replay, bro. You good. It's Monday, too. Hey, man, it's Monday. I mean, I don't know what your work schedule look like. You might have a little free time, man, and hit the replay on that motherfucker, T.O. looking for a payday because his career is in the toilet. Yeah, man, T.O., he been sliding around that ring. Now he's sliding on Canelo's sack, oiling it up real nice with that new cinnamon freaking goddamn baby oil that he be using. He always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Now he's up here making cinnamon nut snacks, kissing Canelo's ass and shit, trying to get him, the cosign for him and Bud. I wonder how much he had to pay Canelo for that cosign. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how much you had to pay him. Seriously. If y'all know, y'all know. Y'all remember when he was up there with that presser with Edgar Berlanga, and he started doing that shit, slapping like he was, you know what I'm saying? You seen it? Like he was swinging, what they call it, swinging dick Harry. You know what I'm saying? Like he was swinging dick and slapping the motherfucker like he gonna treat him like a bitch. And then Edgar was over there acting like he was jerking off and shit. It's like, what? What are we doing? Sound like Westbrook. What? What the? What? What am I looking at? Crawford poked that boy on the forehead like, keep my name out your mouth. People gonna. It would have been good if they actually rolled up on him with the cameras, but when you dare to whoop some feet, Crawford say, there he is. Hey, Crawford had that LPOP, that lookout. You know what I'm saying? Crawford had that motherfucking that guide that was already out there, man. You know what I'm saying? They had the chief lead on deck, the squad leader. He sent the squad leader out there to goddamn do a site recon. That squad leader zoomed in on T.O.'s location, pulled up from the rear just like a goddamn methodical goddamn predator he is, and poked that man in the head several times like a parent telling the kid, get out that cookie jar, goddammit. Damn, how long does it take you to get cookies out of there? Get the cookie and close the jar. They're going to get stale. And did you ask me for that? Give me that motherfucking cookie. He was up there poking T.O. in the back of the head like he didn't ask permission to try to sneak over here to the spear when you had boxing going on. You had a whole boxing event, and you over there at the spear. And one thing I want y'all to know about this picture, pay close attention to how they knew it was Terrence Crawford, goddammit. Because WCS is going to let you know once again, shawty. One telltale sign that the UFC knew it was Terrence Crawford, because Crawford, goddammit, don't have no credential. That's what I love about the UFC. And they don't be on them bullshit games like we have to go over here like we not human. It don't matter if you was a vet or not. You have motherfuckers, especially at PBC, man, they want to damn pester you when you're doing your job. You can't even fucking, oh, yeah, your credential. Crawford don't have no motherfucking credential on. Crawford has his name, his NIL, name, image, likeness, NIL walking through the motherfucking arena. Crawford has no freaking credential on like this boxing. Make sure they have a credential. They be treating athletes the same way they treat boxing media sometimes. Crawford don't have a credential, and he up there next to Turkey Al-Sheikh. How did he get there? Did they stop him? Hey, sir, I don't want no problems. I seen you just poke the shit out of T.O. He's bleeding back there, but you don't have a credential there, Mr. Crawford. It don't look like he had to go through that. They want to sit up here. Hey, hold up. Somebody go get Crawford. Just like, PBC. Go get him a credential. Hurry up. Like somebody very important can't just walk to where they going. They know who Crawford was. Crawford don't even stay in Vegas, bro. He's up there next to Turkey Al-Sheikh with no credential around his neck. He got some ice. That ice dripping. But he don't have no credential around his neck. That's how I know they knew who the fuck he was. Because he had no credential. The UFC was already informed he was in the building, man. Come on, bro. That shit went viral. Smart marketing. Smart. Yeah, the brothers, we're going to look at it like, oh, okay, y'all trying to get enough racism we seen with the campaign going on, but y'all trying to say all niggas look alike, huh? Okay. All right, that's what I see going on. No problem, man. No problem. Shout out to Blue Hustle in the building. What's going on, Blue Hustle? How you feeling, bro? Yeah, but we're gonna keep a close eye on this. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we have to do it. We're gonna keep a close eye on this whole situation. We're gonna continue to remind Teofimo Lopez that his career has all but fizzled out. He has to try something new, and that's exactly what you see that's going on right now with his push to be in the silhouette of Canelo Alvarez. Because Teofimo Lopez He's trying his best to get back to the peak on when he was really out here with the hashtag the takeover. He is incapable of reaching that height by himself right now. His performances suck, and he doesn't have the correct pilot nor the team members to get him where he needs to be, because he's been saying a lot of shit to people. You know, he told Top Rank if they want the black fighters, keep them. You know, he's turned the corner to try to make this shit a slick, prejudice type of jab, you know, at black boxers. But every now and then he wanna have a moment where he wants to educate us, y'all. He always mentioned Rosa Parks. Niggas, leave Rosa alone. He always mentions some black quotes and shit. But you up here fucking with black fighters. Make up your goddamn mind. You was up there taking a picture of Ryan Garcia, who won in a freaking racist tirade. You up there taking a snapshot with him. But yet, you know, y'all the same two motherfuckers who want to talk about religion and how God is so vital in your life and how you just, you know, you want to represent the Christianity, you know, the way it's supposed to, and at the highest order. Yeah, the highest order, the secret society, nigga. He's looking for Canelo to take him back. Take him back to that peak that he was at, but higher. Because Canelo's on his way out the door. Canelo is racking up these paychecks. And once again, Teofimo Lopez is that hitchhiker. Yeah, that hitchhiker right there. He's a hitchhiker, man. He's on the side of the road. He's looking for that ride to get to a certain space with Canelo Alvarez. And then he said, I got it from here. He gonna jump out that hatch and try to pull that chute and learn it was never one in there to begin with. He's looking for Canelo to take him back to the top. To try to get him, you know, some notoriety, some clout. You know, share the sunlight with him. Hopefully he get a big fight coming up. It would have been good if he stuck with Brian Norman, and that would have been a good breakout fight for Norman. And, you know, Teo moving up in the 147-pound division. Style for style, that would be a good fight. Both fighters come forward, that would be a good fight. But he let that go, and we don't know who Teo is fighting next. But we know it's not going to be Crawford, because the biggest fight we want to see is Crawford versus Canelo. So, you know, Crawford is not going to get the money that he wants fighting the motherfucking Teo that's out here clout chasing and talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if those marks have gone down off his forehead yet. You know what I'm saying? Crawford, he got them big ass hands. He probably had Teo lumped up just from poking him in the fucking head. You know what I'm saying? I bet they was cuffing. Look, I bet they was using the N-word with the ER when they was going home. That fucking how dare he disrespect us? They was probably there calling Crawford the N-word with the ER, the hard on it. They was calling Crawford the N-word, bro. Fuck him, we hate him. He shouldn't have did that. You know, he probably goddamn went home and they up there trying to plot, trying to scheme on what to say next. And you're going to have to come with something better, bro. You're going to have to come with something better than this. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to come with something better than sweeping the old to bring the new with all you sorry boxers. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take more than any broom that you have within your proximity, bro. I'm just being honest. It's going to take way more than something you ever had in your life. Man, that shit. Shout out to the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience in the building. Team Tucker Fish on deck. What it do, man? Salute to you, fam. What's good? Yeah, smash the motherfucking button and stop being a hater. Before I bring up Leo Santa Cruz being sprawled out over there in Texas after a brother smacked him with a goddamn left uppercut and left that man parallel, you know what I'm saying, on his back, sunbathing under the motherfucking stars, man. Don't do it, Leo. Crawford out the door. That's why he wants to payday. No, it's more so a legacy because you got to think about he has a bit more legacy when it comes to the first time. He was the first to become two-time undisputed. Canelo can't say the same. Canelo can brag about becoming the first at 168 during the four-bed era. Kudos. But who was on that list before Canelo in the four-bed era? Bud Bloodhound Crawford. Yeah, he was already there. He was on a short list of four-belt era undisputed fighters. Yeah, that's something else Canelo had to catch up. That's all I'm saying. Look, just because you have 65 plus fights and half of your career was in Mexico, Viva la Mexico, Viva la Mexico, Viva la Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Just because it was over there in Mexico, that don't mean they was quality opponents because his name is Canelo. I mean, Canelo has like 15 Jesuses. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was over there chilling in Mexico, fighting 5 times a day. When my next lane? Oh, about an hour. Yeah, your record's going to be 15-0 by the time you leave. Yeah. We just wait for them to get off work and get cleaned up. And you know what I'm saying? Make sure, you stay fed. Don't eat anything crazy. Don't get sick. Yeah, Canelo was over there in Mexico just living it up fighting fighters. For me to be petty just because I have a little bit of time. Because people look at his record just like they looked at Jaime Munguia. You know what I'm saying? Jaime Munguia come up here with all these fights on his record. All these Mexico fights. Let's go back just to be petty. Just to be petty. Canelo, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Has 7 fights in Viva la Mexico in 06. 7. And that might be a little off. Let's call it 2007. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 fights in 07. Boy, they was cooking over there in Mexico. Ooh, the margaritas was being served. God damn. They was cooking. Let's go in 08. When he was stacking them bodies on top of one another. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in 2008. I see a trend here. You know what I'm saying? It was 2006, and 2007 he had 7. 2008 he had 8. And you know what I'm saying? I see a trend. They was over there cooking, stacking them bodies. 2009, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 fights in 2009. God damn. What about 2010? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in 2010. Now he's starting to settle it down a little bit. But let me go back once again and make sure I cleaned up my pettiness. I want to see, okay, he fought January 2006, and then he fought February 10, 2006. Then he came back and had another fight in June 2006. Had another fight July 2000. I mean, that's nothing normal. I mean, that's nothing abnormal about when you back then. You fight a lot. Real talk. But we talking about Canelo Alvarez, who half his career was fights he had on in Mexico. That's facts. That's facts. For real. He had a lot of fights with the green, white, and red, goddammit. With the green, white, and red, he had a lot of fights over there in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? And but when it comes to his fans, all they do is look at that 66 bouts. Man, He's 34 years old. They have 66. He's in the company of some of the greats of Mexico. Look how many fights he's been around and back. No, half of those were nobodies. Really, half of those was nobodies, man. And he had some tough fights in there where the machine allowed him to get the victory. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's all. Oh, God damn. Teo allegedly in litigation with Top Rank, expected to wiggle his way to Matchroom next. Well, he's going to have to pay if he's coming out there with Top Rank. He's going to have to pay. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to pay, period. If he believes going over there with Matchroom and he want to leave Top Rank because he's not getting all that special treatment that he want, hey, man, your performances ain't adding up. And if you think you're going to go over there to Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Eddie the long way. You think you're going to go over there to Eddie and you're going to be the star of all stars over there? Man, get the hell up out of here. Get the hell up out of here, bro. Come on, man. They need to release information like they do with the other fighters, contracts, average purses, etc. Yeah. So people can stop assuming, or people can stop pretending that they're holding down jobs that consist of working those numbers, Conquest. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree with that. It'll be good to release some of these freaking documents so we can really take a peek at them. Instead of people up here pretending like they have degrees, you know what I'm saying, of Sugar Smack Crisp and then Fruity Pebbles and shit. Yeah, I got them cut my shit out the back, sent it in, and they sent me a motherfucking license. I'm good. And then I ate up the whole damn box of cereal in 2 days. That shit was delicious. I ate it with almond milk too. But I've been on him for a good damn 2 hours, y'all. I appreciate. And shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. Don't let that guy get you wrapped up in the bullshit. His career has settled. You see the bubbles here and there, but he's desperately trying to clout chase Crawford's name and also be a passenger clout chasing Canelo. That's all. He's clout chasing two of the biggest names in boxing right now. That's why I say, Teofimo is very smart at what he do, even though he do some dumb shit. He's clout chasing two of the biggest name in boxing right now because he wants to put himself in a position. That's all. He wants to put himself in a position and start getting some big fights. But I don't know, man. Like, at least put some divisions away. If you're not going to unify the 140-pound division, commit to moving up to 47. Don't stay there too long. Commit to moving up to 147. Get it over with. Go. Leave. Vacate and leave. I think this would be the best time for you to go up to 47 because, Crawford has finally came off the belts. He's a champion in recess at WBC. You don't have to worry about running to him because you're going to be over there somewhere at the WBO and go handle your business, bro. And then if you win a title at 147, go on up to 154. Maybe Crawford's still around and you can contend for one of them titles he got. Or, truth be told, you can get a fight with Spence or something. You might be able to, you need a name on your record. Lomachenko is since, evaporated. Lomachenko's been so far away, so far in the distance. You need another big name on your record. That's what you need to kind of get you back on that damn jetpack you was on when you defeated Nakatani and then went in there and defeated Comey and Lomachenko, and you was on a roll until you couldn't defend those titles. You know, you went to the purse bid with Triller, and goddamn Floyd Mayweather goddamn son your ass. You was all linked up in Florida, and Floyd Mayweather came over there and goddamn son the fuck out of you, bro. He came down there fighting Logan Paul and forced y'all to relocate. God damn. If that wasn't some goddamn sunning, I don't know what it was. I know T.O. got a good tan hearing that news. I was on my way down. I got the call. Hey, the fight's been canceled. Floyd Mayweather, you know, he brought the whole, you know, people, you know, it's a lot of people going over there. Ticket sales were dismal. I've been using that word a lot. Dismal. Hey, Floyd Mayweather's son, T.O., bro. That might be why he have hate towards the black fighters right now. That shit has him fucked up. Floyd Mayweather fucked that nigga up. Came down to Florida after winning the purse bid with Triller and forced Triller to relocate, dog. And just fucked up the whole thing to the point where they just lost and it just fucked everything up. He didn't even get the paycheck he was gonna get from Triller. He got some free travel, but man, he finally fought freaking Cambozo and lost. What if he would have fought him, you know, when he was supposed to in Florida on the same night? Who recommended that y'all pick up and leave? Who did that shit? I don't know. But it'll forever be on your mind that Floyd sunned the fuck out of you and made y'all relocate out of Florida after winning the purse bid, dog. After all the bragging I was doing on this cat. Now he's freaking clout chasing Crawford, knowing he don't want that smoke. He need a name and not a Cambozo, a big name like Tank or someone. Yeah, definitely Tank. And you know, definitely Tank, who's making more pay-per-view than T.O. T.O. wants what El Chinchecker has when it comes to the pay-per-view. If he had that right now, what El Chinchecker has, if he had the pay-per-view stardom, along with the performances, you know what I'm saying, with the highlight reels, then his complexion might give him enough protection, you know what I'm saying, to win the election as the next face of boxing. He might be able to do it. If he was running them numbers like Tank and he was getting some freaking highlight reel knockouts, then maybe we have a different conversation right now. We would definitely have a different conversation about T.O. If he was running numbers up like Tank and people was, you know, a bit chaotic, anxious to see him step in the ring again, then we might be having another conversation. But that ain't the case, though. He ain't win the election. So that's why he on a campaign with Canelo. That's why he's up there being an instigator. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Big salute to the hottest chat in the MF and game, y'all. Continue to support the channel. I appreciate you. If you choose to donate, you know what it is at the bottom. It's much appreciated. Whether you want to do it, you know, YouTube or Cash App. Until next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.